Hey folks, it's Colin here, minus the Joe. The Joe factor is actually out dancing with her hubby, which she can't blame her because she's got a bit of a night off. Certainly deserves it as well. But what I'm going to do is have a look at something called 2FA, two-factor authentication. And I don't know, put your hand up if you've had enough of the changes that are happening on the internet. I recently spotted something, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a couple of these in the swear jar for Joe, just to get, I'm going to make it three. I don't have any coins to rub together right now, but there we go. Let's make it four. Okay, that's $4 in the square jar that goes to a dog rescue charity of Joe's choice in the Philippines. A little bit about Joe. She's actually worked with me for the last 9 years, and she has her wedding photos up as one of her on her Facebook. Well, no, Skype profile. Anyway, quite amazing because she got married to her husband, who's a pastor in the Philippines, 8 years ago. She worked for me for 9 years. She got married to her husband, who's a pastor in the Philippines, 8 years ago. So 1 year into our business and relationship, basically, she got married, which is great. Lovely man. His name's Randy. He has a son called Ranch. And the unfortunate thing is for Randy, now when Joe first came to work with me, she said, look, I can't work Sundays because that's my day with God. And I said, fine, that's not a problem. And I think I have asked her if she could work, and she said, a couple of times she said no. So, yeah, swear jar, sorry, Joe. That won't happen again. Unfortunately, at the moment, though, Joe's husband, Randy, works for a firm, and you can understand things are very different in the Philippines. Okay, the labor market is extremely different to what we have here. Now, Randy is now in a situation, and this is not us coming hat in hand or anything, but Randy's in a situation where if he doesn't go to work on a Sunday, he doesn't have a job. So what this channel is all about is actually helping Randy get in front of his church. He's the pastor for the church, but he has to work. So our objective, basically, number one, is with some of our affiliates, is actually to get them to the position where their partner doesn't have to work and they can have a better lifestyle. Now, if I have to reveal what sort of beanie I'm wearing and who manufactures it in order to help that along, I'm quite happy to do that. And whose shirt am I wearing? And if anyone wants to see tattoos and stuff, then, hit me up on, what's that called, Joe? I forget the name of it. You're never here when I need you. You are always there when I need you, Joe. You are always there when I need you. There's another one. It's called, I don't know, it's GoFundMe or something. But Joe wouldn't like it if I appeared on there and started showing my tattoos. But if we're going to have to make money that way, that's the way we're going to do it. Anyway, back to this story. 2FA. Has anyone noticed that? I might need to do this video in a couple of different segments because I need to learn how to drive this thing every time I do it. Anyone notice this? I just logged on to MyGov today and it said MyGov is changing its name to My ID, which, surprise, surprise, shock, horror, they're going to change their app again. And do you know what's going to happen? They're going to increase the security, which is called 2FA, two-factor authentication, which is just quietly a freaking nightmare, but it is an absolute necessity, okay? So if you're like me and you get absolutely screaming angry with having to go back to this app and pick up this two-factor code and dump it in there and check your text message and try and copy the code into thing. Thankfully, the type of phone I use also does come with like automatic stuff. I'm not going to tell you whose phone I use because when I do, they're going to send me a few items that I can send to the Philippines to help Joe's Sunday school along with their education as well. And I think we should be able to find a few books from some of the people I know that are very dear to me. Now, my situation, all right, we got hacked. Someone broke into our cPanel. Someone threw some code all over our website, destroyed our website. We had to rip it down, move everything over to a new server over a weekend. I knew what to do, and I knew basically that had to happen, but I didn't know how to do it. So I had kind of like the weekend off, and my team came together. People came out of the woodwork. It was just amazing. Instead of costing us $20,000 to rebuild a server over a weekend, my whole team pulled in the hours and got there and did it. So what happened eventually, over the length of a weekend, we put a whole website in the bin, opened up a new server, went and did a backtrack to backtrack to a backup before the hacker broke into the C panel. Then one of my team, who's a wizard and he's also one of our affiliate guys, he went in to spend the whole weekend putting everything back in place, like the two, no, well, not two-factor authentication. That's a little bit different, but he rebuilt the whole server, including the payment gateways, triple firewall, and any suspicious IP addresses that come in from any location, they're actually bounced out away. So we're secure. Then we went to our Australian server company and told them and asked, well, what happened? You know, guys, we don't use WordPress. We use our own code. And I know there's people in the industry that say don't use your own code because it's very expensive. And if I want my website to do a triple backflip and a double pike, and I can do that, but yes, it's expensive to actually have this team that can do it. But hell, when you need them, they came out with the goods. So get used to big changes. I'll cut it short there. I don't need to show you the result of what's coming with MyGovID. I'm sure it's going to be better, but you've got to get used to logging in, because what I'm finding is all of these websites have different 2FAs, different two-factor authentication. So you need to open up Microsoft and get this code and put it in here. Then you've got to go to Google and get that code before it expires and put it in. And you know what? You're going to end up doing this and tearing your hair out. All right, I've already done it. So just put up with it, because one day it's inevitable. It's going to get easier. Okay, and the line's on my head there. I'm going to put this beanie back on because that's making me cold. All right, it is going to get easier, but it's going to get harder before it gets easier. And if you need a hand doing stuff on the internet, and if you spot anything going on our website, get on the blower, because we kind of got a bit of a signal that something was going down. And I didn't not ignore it, but we just got explained that, well, it's someone else's website that is redirecting people off to not a fake website, but Laravel, which is a website which is started, I believe, by a group of brothers, and they copied what Amazon were doing and said, well, if Amazon can do it in the USA, then we can do it in the Philippines and other countries. And then guess who bought them out for a couple of gazillion dollars? You name it, I'll let you guess. Anyway, get prepared for more changes to, oops, I just showed my t-shirt. I'm going to get 2,000 of those t-shirts sent to me. I'll send a couple to the Philippines, Joe. All the best. All right, thanks, folks. That's episode number 3. There's only a couple of thousand episodes to go, but I'm catching up. Cheers. How do you stop recording? Chris, where's the stop button? How the heck do you stop this? Still can't stop it. How do I stop it? Oh my god. Do the bloopers. He came live. Where's the freaking stop? Stop Sesame. Oh, here we go. Pause. I found it. See you later.